What's going on, guys? This is Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics and jump and dive throughout the relationships so you don't drown too. As always, I am just a man just trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So let me be very clear with what I'm about to say here. It is no doubt in my mind the people that are trying to pull support, garner sympathy for Chud the Builder's predicament, it's people who, again, the only reason why they're upset is because it's one of theirs behind bars. That's all it is. It has never been about right or wrong. It has never been about crime or criminals. It has always been about them wanting to do the evil that they claim they hate in the world. And also people who just enjoy watching people suffer and people suffer in pain. They find Chud to be entertaining. They would rather watch the world burn. They'll play both sides of politics to sit there and accelerate racial tension so that shit happens for their amusement. Now, the more and more I'm listening to fucking Asmongold, the more and more I'm starting to dislike this guy. It's crazy because, again, I used to look at Asmongold's take, and as a human being, I'm completely fine and I accept people not agreeing with my stances and views. That's a part of being human. Friends argue all the time. People know each other. You guys remember what it was like before Obama was in office, right around Bush? People had different politics, but it wasn't so fucking insane. The more I hear Asmongold and I realize that I'm noticing a lot of these fucking YouTubers or not, these content makers. For me, I immediately sit there and I say to myself, okay, if you don't understand what the fuck it is at this point, you are disingenuous and you have an agenda and you're trying to hide it. So when somebody sits there and says something stupid like, "Oh, I don't understand why somebody would get attacked for words," in a perfect world, words would hold no weight, right? I can sit here all day and tell you that mentally my fortitude is very strong, and on a bad day, somebody may call me the N word, hard R, right? And I'll probably give them a warning and go about my fucking day. They probably made a mistake. But then if somebody says that to me purposely to get a rise out of me, you best believe if that person doesn't have a weapon brandished on me and I'm having a bad day, I'm beating the bricks off of him. That's just the truth. So I can only expect how a lot of other dudes who probably aren't going to give people a chance for doing that. And it goes both ways. It goes both ways. It's not just black people who are upset about that word. Everyone has a boundary, a limit, a button, a line that you do not pass. Polite society have made men so fucking weak that they've forgotten that. The reason why we even have a polite society is because back then, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, definitely 30 years ago, if you said some stupid shit to a man, you got your teeth shoved down your fucking throat. But it's not only men. There are certain things you do that it's expected for something violent to happen to you. This is the reason why violent, assault, threatening somebody, trying to get a rise out of them, considered classified fighting words is not protected under freedom of speech. Yes, you look it up. Fighting words are not protected under freedom of speech. The N word, when you say it to a person trying to get a rise out of them, talk about, oh, you shouldn't care. When some white dick eating motherfucker like Chud the Builder goes out there and he's saying you shouldn't be offended, we're gonna play in your face, and if you react to it, then we win. And if you don't react to it, you a fucking bit. Again, they know what they're doing. It's not protected under the Second Amendment. And if these people are sitting here saying Chud had every right to shoot this guy, which, funny fact, I don't care whether he shot him or not. If people are trying to, if the defense that these people are running is Chud shooting this guy, right? was 100% self-defense, then those same people should be up. These same people should be defending Carmelo Anthony or whatever that boy's name is that did what he did at that school. Now, mind you, my stance doesn't change because we all know that Chud the Builder was positioning himself for the longest fucking time to shoot someone. He finally reached a boiling point and he got addicted to the fucking clicks. He got addicted to having that battery in his fucking back by people that don't want nothing but for somebody to get hurt. And if it's him, then so be it. Again, another Johnny Somali. He's a white Johnny Somali, just worse. Let's hear what Asmongold has to say about this.
Oh, the Chud the Builder stuff. I guess I should talk about this. I should. Charged with attempted murder. Not a good thing to have. Like, just in case anybody was curious, like, is it good to be charged with attempted murder? The answer to that question is no, it's not. So Chud the Builder, he is a content creator, whatever you want to call it. He basically is a nuisance streamer. He goes around baiting negative interactions with people, primarily black people, and then he calls them the N-word. They get angry at him. There's an altercation, and then something happens or nothing happens, and that's about it.
Incorrect. A lot of what Asmongold just literally laid out Chud's whole entire stick. The thing is, every single time that you see an interaction happening with Chud the Builder, he's always looking for reactions like that. He hasn't gotten the reaction that he ever wanted. The shit that you see where people let him go, he says his shit, there's people getting heated, but nothing happens. Chud is upset about the fact, and this is the truth, it keeps him up at night knowing that there's so many functioning black members of society that he couldn't get a rise up out of that he wanted. Also, with him brandishing a gun and whatever other fucking tools while disrespecting them, playing in their fucking faces, right? Let's be real here. He doesn't just go up to people and if he doesn't get a reaction, he goes about his day. He searches and he tries to get reactions. Again, it is selected in what he does. And again, when he doesn't get reactions, you can see it on his face, he gets upset. But anything that you've seen from Chud the Builder has been vertical slices of him trying to get content in which he's trying to make black people look bad. Black Americans and melanated individuals, 100 fucking percent. So it's not he's just going about his day, and if something happens, it just so oopsie doopsie, it just happens to happen. No, he purposely, like you said, Asmongold, because you even know, he's going around trying to get negative reactions out of fucking people. Now, I'm sorry, but there's a saying for that. You fuck around, you find out. Yes? Yes. Okay.
This is generally with the content that he's had. Now, this is my opinion about the situation, because there's been a lot that's really happened with this, and I'm going to see if I can pull up the rest of it. So, Chud the Builder has now been charged with attempted murder, employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, aggravated assault, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, and is currently being held in jail pending arraignment. Look at this nigga chimping out. So you can see, right? I mean, this is what he does. He runs around and he gets in arguments with black people. That was his job. Like, his job basically was to walk around and get in arguments with black people, aggravating, agitating, and disturbing the public peace. Fundamentally, like, I think that what he's doing, like, you can say that it's freedom of speech, right? And he does have his freedom of speech.
It's not freedom of speech, but go on.
To do that. But I think that we need to have an honest conversation about people that use basically they use this different, like, oh, it's my First Amendment right. I don't think that it's a good thing that somebody makes a business model out of harassing people in public. I've said this before, that I think that what they need to do is there needs to be like an additional charge that if you commit a crime or you do something bad and you're streaming and like making content out of it, if it's determined that the content was what was an aggravating factor to you doing this, I think that it should be like a hate crime. It's like a multiplier effect where, like,
fun fact, Asians got a hate bill before black Americans in the fucking United States. Huh? Okay, now.
okay, well, now you were going to go to jail for, like, let's say 1 year. Now you're going to jail for 5. Because I think we have a huge problem of people that now make content around harassing people. Like, overall, like, this is my abbreviated opinion about the whole confrontation. I think Chud the Builder is a confrontational nuisance streamer, and he's an asshole, and they should have stopped him from doing this beforehand, because he's really just going around harassing people, and I think that's a bad thing to do. And I also think that the guy that hit him was going after him and was a piece of shit retard, and you should never hit somebody because they say a word that makes you mad.
I don't care. They're both criminals. Only a white person will sit there and say, you should not react based on someone saying a word. But as I've said, every single person has a line, a button, a barrier, right? A boundary that you do not fucking cross, because once it is crossed, all bets are off. It doesn't have to happen today or tomorrow or next week. It can happen down the line. It can happen down in life, right? And this is not just for Black Americans. This is not just for melanated individuals, right? There are certain things you do not do because you can be expected that the peace will be broken. A father who's been a gentleman his entire life sees a man follow his daughter, purposely follow his daughter in the fucking bathroom. Gives him a warning. The guy brushes him off. The dad beats the brakes off of him. Oh, this is understandable. Some fucking guy walks up to you while you're on a date with some girl, and he's putting his hands on a girl and being disrespectful and getting in your face and putting hands on you. And we shouldn't. I mean, because again, some people will just sit there and be like, "Oh well, that's physical." Okay, he doesn't put his hands on you, but he's saying a bunch of threats towards you, and you beat his ass. Oh, it's acceptable now. I'll give you even another one that seems to make that'll make more sense for some people, because you got these fucking reality benders and people that only care selectively when it's their people on the hook. All right. And like I said, it doesn't always have to happen instantly. You get a mother who watched the justice system fail, and her daughter's rapist, right, is smiling in the courtrooms. She's in the courthouse. She waits. She shoots him and executes him live on TV. Yeah, is it starting to fucking make sense to you people now? I am not sitting here saying we should just be letting any and every fucking word is just something that people just get attacked for. I think it's wrong. I think everybody deserves a fucking warning. I think everybody deserves a fucking warning. But when you got an individual who's been purposely premeditating, right, doing these fucking things, egging on his fucking followers, talking about he's gonna the end of his whole thing is him splattering some chimp's brains on the fucking floor, talking about a fucking race war. He thought that he was the chosen Messiah. Again, when a person sits there and says, right, nobody should be offended over a word, what's the word and how much weight does it hold? The truth of the matter is that word, that specific word, was used when you had individuals losing their fucking lives, being hung, being whipped, in slavery. And it really does take a white person to sit there and say some stupid shit like that. Well, nobody should get hands and feet on them for being disrespectful. I've seen people get stomped out for much less. And again, if a white dude is chilling and some black dude comes up to him and a black dude is saying some outlandish crazy shit and fucking assaulting him, and the white dude beats his ass, and this has happened, white dude beats his ass, yeah, good on you, man. It's whatever. And then in the same breath, that white dude started calling the black dude a nigga, and I was just like, oh man, see, there's no good people here. Anyway, a criminal and another criminal. And my favorite part was when they say it's criminal time, and now they're both in jail. La-di-da, we're done here. Holy shit. Imagine sitting there and saying that nobody should respond when someone's sitting there in their face and threatening them. All right, everybody has something that they want to defend. There's a line, there's a barrier, there's a button that you don't press. Let me go. How about you let somebody who you know hates your fucking kind isolate your fucking mother, isolate your parents, isolate your grandparents with a weapon on them, talking about they're gonna do X, Y, and Z. See if you don't get a reaction. Get the fuck out of here with this stupidness. Polite society only works when we play by the rules, guys. Come on now.